Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Kenny Deschamps. First, I need you to know that I know it's not Christmas anymore, so please do your best to overlook these lyrics. This is from a new original song by me and my friend Cyril Rawson. I plan to release it next Christmas, so stay tuned for that. But in this video, I'll add the high choir part to the existing middle and low parts of the unison chorus. Remember, this is a pandemic-inspired recording. In other words, I couldn't bring a choir into my studio because of our provincial lockdown, so I had to sing all the parts myself. This is very interesting because I have a limited range and found the high part especially challenging. So stick around to see how I managed to use a few tricks in Cubase to get into the high range. It's actually pretty funny, at least I thought so. Would you do me a favor? If you like what you see and hear, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Got a suggestion or question or an idea? Leave them in the comments. So let's get started. For those of you who haven't seen part 1 or 2 in this series, here we are looking at the low section and the middle section of this chorus. The low part is in green and the middle part is in red. Let's give it a listen. The truth about Christmas, the joy that it brings, more than red ribbons and white angel wings. The key to Christmas is wrapped in a box, and we learn love's the key that unlocks the truth about Christmas. There we have it. And we're going to take a look now at the soprano part that I've kind of cobbled together, as you can see in yellow. But I want to draw your attention right now to the purple MIDI track here that I used as a reference to sing to, and you'll see why in just a moment. Okay, that was a quick little reference track that's just temporary. I had to sing to something. This was all just sung on one note, and I'm going to pitch shift it into melody afterwards. You can see I did 5 performances of each of the 6 phrases. Let's have a listen to that now and just see how it all sounds. The truth about Christmas, the joy that it brings, more than red ribbons and white angel wings. The key to Christmas is wrapped in a box, and we learn love's the key that unlocks the truth about Christmas. All right, you can hear how I'm really struggling to hit some of those notes. It really is way beyond my range, but I squeaked them out anyway. So what we're going to do now is I'm taking all of the 5 takes from each of the 6 phrases, and I'm moving them down into their own lanes. Now you can see the parts are also overlapping. We're going to remove those overlaps in just a moment. You'll notice in the upper right-hand corner where my keyboard is, you can see I'm using the control key along with the mouse to move these events or files down. The reason I have to use the control key is to keep all of the files moving in alignment. If I just move the mouse without the control key, then I risk moving these events out of alignment. Next, what I do is I just clean up all the tracks by snipping away the bits that are kind of overlapping. Now I remove the overlaps. All I have to do is push the Control key and right-click to get a menu where you can move the events that are hidden underneath to the front. And once we've done that, then we just remove the overlaps with the scissor tool. And that's what we're doing right across. And you can see that the events underneath now are not hidden anymore. I'm going to remove that little bit at the end, highlight everything, and we'll have a listen. The truth about Christmas, the joy that it brings, more than red ribbons and white angel wings. The key to Christmas isn't wrapped in a box, and we learn love's the key that unlocks the truth about Christmas. All right. Now we missed a couple of spots here. We're just going to remove those overlaps that we missed before. There we go. Next, I want to remove all the cuts that I made on each track so that each track now has one seamless file. And to do that, we click Control and B, and that will replace all of the events with one seamless file for each track. There we go, all done. Next step is we go into the audio editor, and I'm going into the audio editor on the first track, and we're going to analyze the pitches in Vari Audio. And we're not going to do any fine-tuning or straightening or anything like that. I'm just going to make sure that each pitch is on the grid. I'm going to do that for each of the 5 tracks. And any little rogue notes that have actual sounds in them, aside from little S sounds or T sounds, they're actual pitches, I'm going to move them onto the grid as well. One more. There we go. All right, now we're into the audio warp section of the audio editor. And we're going to go into free warp here. There are a whole bunch of little markers at the top that we've made into hit points. And we're just going to edit those. Let's have a listen for a minute. The truth about Christmas. And what we're trying to do is to get notes right on the beat, or if they're syncopated like an 8th note triplet, to put them exactly where they need to be, because this will be our reference track. Truth about Christmas, the joy. Now for some reason, and if anybody knows why, I can't seem to find a quantize setting for 8th note triplets in this mode. They're all straight 8ths or 16ths. Joy. So if you know how I can access that in this mode in the audio editor, please let me know in the comments, because I'd really like to be able to do this. I have to kind of line these all up by eye unless they're on the beat. So now we're going to take all these little markers at the top and create some hit points based on those markers. And then from there, we'll do the lining up so that we have a good reference track. Once we finish doing that first verse, we'll just go back and listen to it all and see if we can make some changes. The truth about Christmas, the joy that is. Now this change right here, of course, is an 8th note triplet, so I have to use my eye because I can't find a quantize setting for that. Christmas, the joy that it brings. And that one there, you can see with your eye that that's out. Okay, if you're looking at the upper left-hand side of your screen, beside the keyboard here, I'm writing the exact location of the S sound in the first track because I'm going to use this as a reference track. I'll want to be able to align all the other S sounds to the S on this track, just in case the audio alignment from the audio alignment panel doesn't pick it up, because sometimes it just doesn't. Here we are in the audio alignment panel, and we've selected our first track as a reference and using the next 4 tracks as targets. The truth about Christmas, the joy that it brings, more than red ribbons and white angel wings. The key to Christmas isn't wrapped in a box, and we learn love's the key that unlocks the truth about Christmas. You can hear that the S's in a couple of spots are pretty obviously out. Let's look at the first set. You can see with your own eye that they're out. We established where we wanted that first S to be in the top track, and that's exactly where we want the rest. The first 3 tracks are pretty good. 4th track and the 5th track are kind of out, so we're going to bring the 4th track into alignment, and we kind of have to eyeball it as well as know exactly where it was on paper. And remember, we have to put a hit point on either side of the S sound so we don't move the whole audio over. And we're just going to move it over to where we know it's going to line up to the rest. There we go. And there we'll just line up the 4th and 5th tracks as well, using the same method. And the last one. Angel wings, Vicky. Okay, boy, that sounded pretty good. That lined up really nicely. Let's go to the end and hear what that sounds like. Christmas. Okay, that's way out. You can hear it and you can see it. The first 2 tracks are pretty close. The 3rd and 4th one are way out. 5th one is closer, but we'll fix them all. So first we're going to find out where the top track is and get it set up where it needs to be. And we can see the 2nd track is far too long. So we're going to go into the audio editor and back it up to where the cursor is. There it is. Nice. 4th track. We want to bring it back. So we put a hit point before it and line it up. Let's listen to it now. About Christmas. Wow. Impressive. Well done. Okay, so we've got the S's all. Whoops, no we don't. We have one more we need to tighten up in that 4th track. Have a look at that. Put in 1 hit point, 2 hit points, and a 3rd one. And we're going to move that one further up until it reaches the cursor. There. Looks good. The key that unlocks. Wow, that worked out well. Here we are back in Very Audio. We're just going to tighten this up by quantizing the audio again. And now we're ready for the fun part. We're going to be taking each segment and we're going to be pitch shifting. The truth. to find every note in the melody to match the mid and low parts. We're going to go in fast motion here just to get through it. Oh, I'd like to sample some of that. Sounds pretty cool. More than red ribbon. More than red ribbon. Okay, let's have a listen. The truth about Christmas, the joy that it brings, more than red ribbons and white angel wings. The key to Christmas isn't wrapped in a box. Okay, we have to fix that. Christmas isn't... Yeah, okay. I know where to fix it. Isn't dropped. That's what we want. Again, we have to eyeball this eighth note triplet. Christmas isn't wrapped in a box, and we loves the key that... Wow, sounds like Alvin. Okay, great. So now we got that one. Let's very quickly and super fast motion do the second, third, fourth, and fifth tracks. And we'll end up doing the third and fourth and fifth ones by highlighting all those three tracks so that all three tracks are together on that page, and we can move them all pretty much together, save a bit of time. Geez, I wish I could work that fast in real life. Wasn't that fun? Okay, let's hear what this sounds like.
The truth about Christmas, the joy that it brings, more than red ribbons and white angel wings. The key to Christmas isn't wrapped in a box.
What the fuck was that? I inputted everything in a half step too high, but that's easy to fix. So we'll just select all and press the down arrow to bring everything down half step.
The truth.
Okay, that should do it. Let's just add the doubler to the high parts here and hear what it all sounds like.
The truth about Christmas, the joy that it brings, more than red ribbons and white angel wings. The key to Christmas isn't wrapped in a box, and we learn love's the key that unlocks the truth about Christmas.
Okay, it's not perfect yet, but we do have all three parts roughed in now. So stay tuned for next Thursday when I drop part 4. And again, if you've got questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And I'll tell you, it would mean a lot to me if you subscribe to my channel. See you next week. Bye for now.